Alright, LS1, 4th generation F-body fans. Let's talk about heater hoses on these cars. What a pain they are, what a pain finding replacements is, whatever, for these cars. I think I've got a video out there posted up right now. It has a little bit of information on there. I'll start fresh here so you can see here right now. I've got a new water pump on my car. Right now I got a heater bypass on here, homemade one, and that is because of the extreme difficulty I had finding. There's the heater core back there. Because the extreme difficulty I had finding replacement heater hoses. You know, I was trying to do something other than just getting stock hose and putting it on there. I don't like that solution. It's not very elegant, but I found myself having to use that for 50% of the solution here. While we're in here, I'm going to show you two, right down there where my finger is pointing at that hole in the inner fender, or the, I don't know, I guess the unibody. There's a Torx bit or Torx bolt that holds your old heater hoses on there, and that's where your heater hoses go from hose to aluminum pipe through there. And that is because of the close proximity to this exhaust manifold over here. And that was really why I was wanting to find like real replacements, molded parts, or the, you know, I thought I could find the replacement parts with the aluminum pipe in it. And here's what happened. So I ended up having to cut, as I know several people do, having to cut the old pipes to get them out of the car. If you're taking a motor out of the car, if you're stripping one down or whatever, you can probably do it without, let me show you why, without cutting that pipe. But on this car, I tried and it was impossible because it was impossible because those heater pipes ran behind this bundle of cables right here. And because of that, I was not able to, there's not enough room to turn them that I could ever find, because you got, you know, rubber hose that goes way up there to the heater core, you got pipe, and you got rubber hose that comes down here to the water pump. And with it being behind this cable loom, I couldn't. There was no way for me to figure out how to do it. Maybe it's possible, but I couldn't figure it out. So I ended up having to take a Sawzall and cutting the aluminum pipes right about here. Then I could snake the rest underneath that wire loom and get it out. Didn't think it was a big deal, because on Rock Auto, you know, clearly, here's one of the formed hoses. And I thought, you know, I'd find the other one no problem. I'll get to this heater wrap here in a minute, because, you know, what you got here, this thing is going to sit just like so. That part goes up to the heater core. Then all that goes down and around. This goes underneath that air conditioner, dryer, canister, whatever. And then this goes into the water pump. What I can't find, and what I don't think you can find, is the other hose that runs next to it. This one here. For reference, this is a 5/8 heater hose, and this one here is a 3/4. I wasn't worried about the lack, really, of aluminum pipe. I bought some of this heat shield from O'Reilly's. It's like 15 or 16 bucks. You can get it on eBay for about the same. I just wrapped it around there, as you can see. The zip ties are just on there right now to kind of hold it till I get it installed, and I'll trim those up. The bigger problem came in trying to find this other pipe, or this other hose. Couldn't find it anywhere. I looked at every single heater hose at O'Reilly's. They didn't have it. Rock Auto didn't have it. And what was more infuriating about Rock Auto was that they have stuff on there called like heater to pipe 1, engine to radiator pipe 2. This stuff that doesn't mean anything to the, you know, shade tree mechanic like me. And I wound up ordering just a bunch of stuff, trying to figure out if I could make something fit. And here's what they offer. So here's this one, clearly a good replacement for that rubber part. This I hacked off to make my homemade bypass on the water pump right now, but in essence this is what it is. So you can get this and you can get that, and you can replace the rubber parts on that metal hose, on that metal pipe, if you haven't cut it in half like I did. I don't know how you can get it out with not doing that, unless you can somehow get that wire loom out of the way. Then you'd have to, I saw this on some website somewhere, you got to take a like a Dremel with a cutoff wheel and cut a bunch of slots in this aluminum here, and you peel this aluminum back. Then you can get the hose off of the inner tube in there. Then you can use a regular hose clamp, or slide this on the tube and use a regular hose clamp on here to, you know, reuse that pipe. Wasn't an option for me. I didn't know about it. Couldn't have done it anyway. It doesn't matter. So if you're looking for this stuff on Rock Auto, this is a Continental. This is 63906. This is what it looks like, and it's a 3/4 pipe, or 3/4 hose. You don't get a lot of those dimensions on Rock Auto. I don't know why. This is the Gates 19673. That's the part that it replaces. It's also 3/4 at both ends. Worthless if you have done what I did. Okay. Here are a couple of other things that if you go to, I'm not sure about Rock Auto, but if you go to O'Reilly's or AutoZone, these are also in the system as a heater hose. They are not a heater hose, or they're not the ones that we think of going to the heater core. These go from the radiator to the throttle body. This is the Gates 18254. It is a 1/4 inch hose. And this is the, I don't know, it was a clearance item on Rock Auto. 4628 63493. I don't know, it was $2.50 for this, so I figured I couldn't go wrong. It's the same thing, does the same job. It's also 1/4 inch. It is much bigger in bulk with the rubber around it than the Gates one. If I can get a good comparison here. It's bigger on the outside. I don't know if it matters at all. I'm going to use the Gates one. It was like $10. If anybody wants this one, put it in the comments. I'll just send it to you. It's $2.50, whatever. It's not worth me sending it back, and I only need one, clearly. If you buy this at O'Reilly's, it's going to set you back $30 for whatever reason. So the inelegant solution that I came up with is, for that hose, is I just bought 2.5 feet of 3/4 inch heater hose, and because of the natural curve in here, since they have it on those bulk reels, it's going to work out pretty good, because I'm just going to put, I'm going to put this end up here, and then this end is already kind of naturally curving down to where it needs to go on the water pump down here. And then I'm going to take, just like I did with that other heater hose, I'm going to take this stuff and wrap around the hose. And what I did on the other one, on the smaller one, is there's stitching in here. Okay, I just cut all the stitching out, lay it flat open, cut it in half, and then I glued the two pieces together. So you can see that the one I have on the hose is about half as long as what it comes from the store, from eBay. I cut it in half, and then I glue the two pieces together with this stuff. This is some of the best adhesive I've ever bought. I've used it for all kinds of stuff. And really, I just glued it together just to keep it together while I'm putting the zip ties on and getting the hose in place. And then if it loosens up after that, I don't care. It's going to be on the car. It's going to be held in place. It's not going anywhere. And I'll have the heat shielding to keep, the heat from the exhaust manifold from ruining things. So that's the solution I came up with. You can buy, there's like new old stock of the whole entire factory heater hose solution on there with the the aluminum pipes and you know, the rubber parts, and then there's some used ones too if you want to go that route. I wouldn't, given the work it takes to get this stuff in and out of here. Even if you bought the brand new ones, like the new old stock, how you would get them in here when I couldn't get the old ones out, I don't know. So that's something else to think about. If you went in front of that wire loom instead of underneath it, I think it could be done. But that's not how my car was from the factory. Maybe somewhere different. No clue. But that's what I'm doing, and I assume it's going to work well. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, let me know. But I wanted to get the information out there about all those different heater hoses that are listed and Ed O'Reilly's and whatever. That you just can't find information on it. I don't know why. So if you're into this, good luck.